Oh, all right. Then this is the second episode, huh?
I guess, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think first things first, thank you all for all the support that you showed us for the first episode.
For sure.
We didn't really announce it like that. We were just like, fuck it. This is the podcast now. But therefore, I mean, the response was really nice.
It really was. It was great to see. Honestly, I didn't expect it. But it's such a nice compliment. And I hope we can continue this ride.
Yeah, definitely.
See where we can take this, baby.
Exactly. And we on Spotify now. We official.
Big announcements. Big announcement. Yeah, we on Spotify. We'll have a link in our Instagram page.
Yes, sir.
In the bio.
In the link tree.
In the link tree. Right.
Nice, man.
Then I guess roll the intro.
Might as well. Exactly.
So awkward for us just sitting here, not listening to an intro whatsoever.
Yeah, wow, that intro really captivated me. I want to keep listening.
All right. I did the introduction last time, so I'm gonna leave it open for you this time.
Well, all right. Well, this is the second episode. We already said thank you for all the response. We got that out of the way. By the way, I feel like we never mentioned our intro. Because people may be wondering what the fuck is going on in this intro, and I think it's nice that you have it as your alarm clock.
Yeah, it's such a weird sound, little MP3 thing that you can't get used to. That it's the perfect alarm clock. You don't get used to it. You always wake up. And you wake up feeling kind of surprised, ready for the day.
It's a nice way to put it. And I feel like the auto-tune on this is just beautiful too.
Yeah,
the ad-libs, it's just a masterpiece.
I'm just almost embarrassed to admit how hard it was for us to make it sound this shitty. We really tried our best.
On that note, I know this may be exclusive content, but we also recorded a song together one time. And for that, we didn't even use auto-tune. We just put 4 audio files of our voices on top of each other, and it's a beautiful chorus.
Yeah, and the thing is, we had a great foundation. Starting off an idea, it's called Tears of Mercury. I'm not gonna go into it. Maybe that's for a later point. But at some point, the song kind of shifts to being about us looking for a lighter.
Yeah.
And the vocals are, I think that's really what is recognizable about the song. It's the vocals, because we thought we would do the boy band technique, where you just layer shit on the vocals and then it will sound okay.
Yeah.
So we did one normal one, then all the deep ones and all the very high ones. And then we were out of audio tracks, so that's it.
And I mean, like I said, maybe special content. If we reach a milestone, we may consider letting you hear to this masterpiece.
What is the milestone?
I mean, I don't know. We can also stick to a 50 subscriber special. Like we said before.
That sounds just about pathetic enough for us. 50.
15. It's not even 50. Let's do 15.
15?
5.5. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We can. For now, we have it in the back pocket.
We have to see what the response is as well.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. If you listen to the first episode, I'm very sorry for unplugging my mic mid-episode. I will try not to do it this time and stay away from my mic, and I hope it will sound as crisp as it does now throughout the whole episode. My apologies.
Yeah, let's hope so, man. But we'll be fine.
Do we have any other current affairs? I came here to record. We recorded at Philip's place. How are you? I didn't ask.
I'm good, man. I did a lot of productive things today. Also having now a photo wall in my studio, so it's really getting crisp up here. We're getting that creative business student vibe all up in this building, so it's nice. What about your day, man? How was yours?
I basically just did uni stuff.
fun.
Yeah, I had a break and now I'm here. It's the most boring day, but you gotta have them, right?
Yeah.
Usually I try to have like 1 creative hour a day, so that's making a podcast today. So I guess I have something today, something creative, and other than that, I'm doing good. It's
Always good to hear, man.
still vibing.
Yeah. How the children?
How's the wife and kids?
Exactly. Gotta ask that from time to time, you know?
The children, I hope, not out there. I think I hope that's how they're doing.
Understandable. Oh, man. But good vibes.
Yeah. So that's about it. I guess current affairs. We have a Spotify.
Yeah.
I apologize for being a dipshit. And then I guess we can officially start the episode.
Of course, man. What you have for us?
What I have for us? Let's... I'm looking at the list right now.
Okay.
How about you pick one? Maybe one that I wrote down, but you pick, and then we'll see where it goes.
Alright, so I don't know the person, so I kind of want to start off with Stephen Glover. Who is it, and what's going on here?
I think you do know the person.
I do?
Yeah, it's Steve-O.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that was his real name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve-O from Jackass. I put it in just before I got here because I was just watching some YouTube, and I saw a thumbnail of Steve-O, and this guy is still out there, still doing his shit, and he's healthy as ever. This immortal guy. But what I wanted to talk about maybe is how you really need to find your talent and just do something with it. And I think with Steve-O, the greatest way he explained it was that he wanted to organize a fight with Justin Bieber for the sole reason he can throw a punch and I can take one.
Okay.
Which is really the Steve-O way. Even if you found out your talent is taking a hit, you can do something with it and become crazy successful.
That's true. That's really inspiring on a very unique way, I guess.
And Steve-O is a very unique dude, I'd say.
Definitely. It doesn't get more unique or just like crazy unique, so to speak.
This is really a guy, you want to have a beer with sometime. He has a shit ton of stories to tell.
Yeah.
And just the amount of drugs he did. He shouldn't be walking around today. He really shouldn't.
No. But that's also like, I feel like if you would have a beer with Steve-O, it would not be a beer with Steve-O, it'd be a drug cocktail with Steve-O. I feel like if you meet him for a beer, you just, you spiked your drink before you got there. I don't know.
But he's sober now.
Oh.
Yeah, he is sober and he's vegan. And he's still doing this crazy shit, even not on drugs. It's remarkable.
I mean, the video, I think we even watched it together, but I still can't get over this fucking video. So there's this clip of Steve-O asking his wife to pour hot sauce down his butthole.
Yeah, like he goes in a handstand spread eagle and has a funnel down his ass. And his girlfriend casually puts in hot sauce, as you do for your husband.
Like, what is their sex life like, Like...
There's no mystery there.
Do they also whip out the hot sauce bottle during a casual sex session, It needs to be in there. Probably he needs the kick, Bro,
Yeah.
he did it for the video, but in reality, so also when they have sex, wife just pulls up a hot sauce bottle, just yams it in his ass, and then let's go. It's like those cars you pull back and then they drive forward. It's like the fuel he needs,
Sometimes you gotta take a step back to go 2 steps forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's also weird because the way he explained it is, I'm an attention whore. And I just made it my niche. And
Yeah.
that's how I got into Jackass. And then he went to clown school before, I think.
To clown school?
Yeah.
That fits so well.
Yeah, he was like a skateboarding clown. It was really cool to see.
That's so nice.
Yeah, but just, again, seeing in the YouTube thumbnail, and this guy is still out there.
Yeah?
Doing his
How
ridiculous...
old is he by now? You know by any chance?
I don't know, but I assume 40s?
Like, the dude has been wrecking his body for years,
Yeah, and just solely the head trauma. That might catch up on him later, though.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because the way he bumped his head.
quite a few times, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and I think still, because he still goes on tour and he still breaks beer cans with his head.
Man.
Sober now.
So he just breaks the beer can. Does he drink from it?
I guess, yeah.
But like,
Or
also,
I don't know,
like,
I think
sober.
I saw it. I think he just duct tapes a shit ton of beer cans to his head. And then he has lights that are kind of like spotlights. And then he pops them and then it's kind of like a show, like a water fountain from his head.
Why did I ask? I mean, that was so obvious. Of course, that's what I had in mind, you know, a little water feature on top of his head.
And it's also so creative. It's such a weird talent or a weird performer, but he really knows how to sell it.
It's unique as fuck, though. It's unique as fuck. Like, people have been doing it, like now, especially I feel like one that comes close to it. You know, by any chance, Steve will do it?
No.
From Nelk Boys. Or do you know Nelk Boys?
No.
It's kind of like the same thing. I don't know, but they're also like same kind of like jackass type of like content. So I feel like there are people who catch up to what he did and they copy it, you know. But I feel like what he did is kind of like really waving, like surfing the wave, so to speak, you know, and making room for everyone after.
Did you ever hear how Steve-O got off drugs?
No.
Because he had quite some interventions, but at some point, I think he was spacing out on nitrogen oxide or something.
Okay.
And he hallucinated that he had an intervention. So he said, when you come to the point that even your hallucinations tell you, bro, get sober, that's when you know you really need help.
That's the most Steve-O way to get rid of ducks, like, honestly. Crazy. Oh, man.
Type yes if you vibe with this.
Oh, okay.
This is something I read from the list right now.
Okay, so that talking point, you know, since I'm doing the whole, you know, like tarot card reading and Twitch streaming kind of thing, I also follow certain hashtags on Instagram, like tarot or like spirituality and that type of stuff, right? And there's specifically like one type of content that has really caught my eye, right? And it's always the same type of picture. It's always like, you will make $1 million in the next month. And then it's always the caption, type yes if you vibe with this. You know, it's just like in there. And I'm like, what? Oh yeah, I'm a comment yes. And then I'm vibing with it, you know, and then I'm in this and then I can finally achieve my goals.
How did that become a thing? Because I do know, you know, the like for good luck or this, but type yes if you vibe with it.
It's just the next level version of it, you know? But it's really interesting to me. Like, in general, of course, people do their content. If it works, it works. I'm not saying anything, you know? But it's interesting to me that type of content works on Instagram, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah, and I wonder what people actually type yet. Like, I assume kids. But
no, it's mostly like the spiritual community. I feel like is mostly the boomer generation, or just really people who found the spirits, so to speak, you know. But it's a weird target audience, man. It honestly is. Like, I mean, of course, like I want to sell my stuff like spiritual, and I am spiritual as a person, you know.
Yeah.
But like, type yes if you vibe with this. But also to the viewers, you know, if you vibe to this podcast, type yes. You know,
type yes, yeah.
Type yes in the comments. Yeah, man. The spiritual community on Instagram is strong.
Is there more weird shit? Because I feel like there has to be more.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit. In general, cosplay is something that I come across regularly on Instagram. And it's not the usual type of cosplay, you know? Like, it's not, oh, I'm dressing up as your favorite anime, you know, character or whatever. It's more like, I'm dressing up as a witch for Halloween, and I have a witch husband, and then they sell tarot cards together as like a cosplay witch couple. I don't know. It's kind of weird, man. It's a rabbit hole to go down into.
Those tarot cards really have some, I'd say some pretty impressive illustrations on there.
Oh yeah.
But I definitely haven't seen them all. Is there some weird shit out there? Like, what's the weirdest card you can pull?
Well, in general, I mean, there are just so many tarot card decks out there. You know, it's tarot something. Of course, cards mean the same thing, but you can technically design your own tarot card deck and bring it to the market. So there definitely probably are very weird tarot card decks out there. But personally, I mean, I have, since we are in the studio, I'm recording this and like the stream, I do have a very pretty deck, so to speak. I don't know if we, to describe it better, but it's very dark and sinister.
I would say grim.
Yeah.
Very grim.
Yeah, definitely grim. But even though those drawings and everything on the tarot card, even if they look grim, they don't necessarily have a bad or negative meaning. It's just the look and feel of it, but it can still have very positive meanings for you if you draw certain cards. And that's interesting, you know, at least to me.
Yeah. I see that.
But yeah, man. Tarot cards is a real thing. And what I really gotta say, like, one thing that has really surprised me, like, I mean, of course, I'm doing this on Twitch, and I want people to ask their questions and I answer them, but most people I don't know, you know? But it happened multiple times now where friends of mine came into the live chat and didn't use a name that I was able to recognize them.
Okay.
So, I read them their cards, you know, and then after, like, they approached me, like, whenever I saw them the next time, and they really told me, like, how meaningful it was to them and how accurate the cards were to their situations.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is.
And that's weird to me, you know?
It is weird.
Like, if you believe in it or not, but that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. But I think that's a really nice thing about it.
Yeah. And I think acknowledging that something is weird is also what we came back to with conspiracies.
Yeah, also true.
You had a very nice analogy with it, something like with watching a movie. I think.
So what I said is, you know, like, for movies, they're film critics, and they point out mistakes that are made in movies that, like, you know, make the movie technically not reasonable or whatever. You know?
Yeah, like plot holes.
Yeah, exactly. And the same thing can be applied for conspiracy theories, I feel like. We just, like, some people just look at a certain situation that's happening and they say, well, there's a mistake here. Like, some information is not revealed.
Doesn't add up here.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all that it is. And then it's a nice term, conspiracy theorist, liar. And then it gets completely debunked, and it doesn't matter anymore.
Then the fire gets taken out of the argument. I feel like we're being way too wholesome, so I wanna go on to another topic.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I feel like we're going through this list hella quick, but this has been way too wholesome.
No, makes sense. What you got?
Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Okay.
What do you know?
I saw a couple of Reddit memes.
Always nice.
Yeah, always. You love to see those. And I don't know the entire storyline, but I do know that Johnny Depp got fired from the Harry Potter movie, I think.
He did.
But that's, like, I know that there was, like, some kind of abuse case trial, but, you know, please, do you have more information?
Oh, yeah. Again, if you listen for the first time, disclaimer, definitely fact check everything we say. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about, but we still do.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as I know, Amber Heard sued Johnny Depp because she said he was a wife beater.
Okay, that's off to a bad start.
Yeah. Then Johnny Depp put down the reverse Uno card and said, "No, you beat me."
Okay.
And they both had stories, some sort of evidence, but nothing to concrete enough to make a case. This is all from what I've seen.
Yeah, okay.
However, I think even Johnny didn't get evicted, or he didn't officially, like, he didn't lose the case, but they believed Amber Heard on her words, and Johnny Depp, they didn't believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Johnny Depp sued The Sun, the newspaper, for giving him the stigma of a wife beater and how that affected his life.
Okay.
And then they said, no, he lost the case because they felt like there was enough evidence that he did beat up Amber Heard. But now the thing is, Warner Brothers is the producer of the Harry Potter movies, Fantastic Beasts movies, whatever.
Okay.
Johnny Depp got asked to leave. They say he left, but basically fired.
Okay.
But Amber Heard is still playing in Aquaman 2. So there's kind of a double standard going on here that I want to get into.
Because like they just believe they fired Johnny Depp based off what Amber Heard said.
Yeah.
But they keep Amber Heard.
They don't do it the other way around.
Oh, that's... I don't know, man, you know? And I feel like what this topic really leads into is feminism. The good and the bad, you know?
That's a nice title. Feminism. The good and the bad.
But like, in general, I appreciate the general thought of feminism. You know? It's good. All genders should be treated equally. But it should be exactly that statement, you know? And when it comes to, again, you know, fact check everything we say. But when it comes to court cases, right? And statistics that, like, I just keep reading that, you know, so again, disclaimer, you know, but I'm pretty sure that at least over 50% of custody cases go to the mother. And I think it's a large number, over 50%. I know that the suicide rates for men, I think, are 75% higher than women.
Yeah.
And those are also issues that are going on in our society. And of course, we should equalize the genders. And, you know, like there are a lot of things where it's important to put emphasis on the woman's side of things, you know, especially when it comes to like workplace harassment and stuff like that, you know. But you also got to look at the other side, you know.
Yeah. And that's also the whole thing, because I do believe maybe it happens more that females get abused by males, but just because of a power difference, just based on pure force, that most men are stronger than women and overall have a, I don't know shit, but probably have a higher sex drive or something, like a libido.
Yeah.
But you rarely hear the case of men being harassed or anything, and men don't speak out. I feel like there's also kind of being afraid to speak out.
Yeah, because some people just shame you for that.
Yeah.
Like if you say, oh God, I got abused by my wife, then everybody looks at you like, oh wow, yeah, really?
Yeah,
like,
and you know, we're both definitely not the most attractive guys, but also not ugly. So we've both, you know, we went out together, you experienced things where sometimes you say no to women and they still continue, and then it's like, yeah, but you're a guy, you should love it, right? Like, no.
Yeah, it's kind of not how this whole thing works, you know?
Yeah.
So I get what you mean. I totally get what you mean, man.
Yeah, so I thought it was very interesting. There is a hashtag now, I think, Justice for Depp, Justice for Johnny, something in that nature. And we got the Indians again to to go to the Google Play Store, to the App Store, Apple Store. I don't have an iPhone, I don't know. The expensive App Store.
Yeah.
And they all gave her 1-star rating to The Sun and said, like, this is for Johnny. And they do have an overall 1-star rating now.
I love that keeps happening. Like that's the one way where people stand up for other people is to dislike and like rate the shit out of like apps, for example, like TikTok. You know, like the whole like I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Strong how it's crazy to see how strong a hashtag can be in that sort of sense, and like the internet as a whole, its power. Yeah. It's power.
Yeah. Especially now, because mainstream media, of course, calls Johnny Depp a wife beater. But now, because there is more media, we know, okay, maybe there's a different side to the story.
Yeah. But I feel like that is like the solution, but also the problem. Yeah. Because at the same time, we look at things and we see so many different sources that all say like the same story, but different words, which completely change the meaning of the story. So you look at all that and you're like, I have no fucking idea what's true or not. Yeah.
Yeah. But in general, abuse is very hard because it's all hindsight, right? And it's all I think in most cases it's based on words, because it's very hard to have hard evidence.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I wouldn't want to be the judge on that one.
Yeah. One thing I feel like I gotta say, I gotta go back to abuse. I feel like if it's like a relationship between man and woman, you know, the most common way for a woman to abuse a man is the toughest one to find evidence for, and that is manipulation. I personally would say, like, of course, like physical abuse, I think that is more often committed by women, you know, but I think manipulation and that sort of like mental abuse is something, of course, it can happen on both sides. I'm not saying that all women manipulate or all men, you know, punch women, but I'm just in generally, I feel like because of the physics of each gender, you know, it's just the way that each side plays, so to speak, if that makes sense.
So what should the listener take away from this? Doesn't matter if you're a man. It doesn't matter if you're a woman. You're always a piece of shit.
Exactly. All genders are equally
bad.
Yeah.
All suck equally.
Exactly. And but I feel like it's important to mention because today's society really pushes for women rights that go above women rights, if that makes sense, you know, and just pushes the man also in a weird position. And one thing which is like, for me, is still the toughest decision to make, right? And there are so many cases in the States where it really ruined people's future, is rape allegations.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
And of course, like wife beating, also bad, but rape is even worse. And there have been cases, there's been a college football player, I think, right? And he had like pro scouts on him, and he was really like very determined to make the NFL, right? So then this woman came along and said he raped her. And well, you know, so like the trial happened and he actually was imprisoned for her saying it, but there was no hard evidence necessarily, you know? Mm-hmm. So he went to prison, and then a couple of years later, the woman went out and said that she lied. And the rape wasn't true.
You don't get that back.
You don't get that back. Now he's like 26. He hasn't played football in a few years. And he had probably like a contract that was worth millions of dollars waiting for him. Yeah,
and I think not just the money, because it reminds me of a story I know of a high school PE teacher. And a student also made allegations that he sexually assaulted her.
Yeah.
And then also later she said, oh, no, it wasn't true. But that guy had no friends anymore.
Yeah.
No friends, no social life.
Yeah.
And then you need to convince people like, no, she was lying.
Yeah.
But your whole social life has been taken away. And that might be maybe even worse than...
Oh, yeah. Of course. Money is secondary.
Yeah. Like your whole social life is gone. Yeah.
Everybody that you know looks at you like, what a complete asshole, you know? Like,
yeah.
Just disgusting. That's what you are in the eyes of a lot of people, you know? But that's where we come to the paradox, right? Because if someone was raped, they should say, oh, he raped me, even if there's no hard evidence, right? But if you do that and it isn't true, then you fuck the other side up. The thing is now, if you would put someone in prison for a false rape allegation, you should. But then again, if you do that and you give punishment to people who say that people rape me, then it's also less likely for people to come out there and say that they've been raped. Yeah. And that is such a paradox, because you want to help the rape victims, but at the same time, it can also destroy people's lives on the other side.
Yeah. So if we just stop raping each other, it would be great.
Yeah. You out there, don't rape. Thank you.
Might as well not rape each other anymore.
Exactly. How wholesome this podcast has become. We stopped rape. We did it. No more rape on this planet.
We ended it. You know, might as well not rape. Yeah, that's how you end rape.
Might as well end rape, you know. It's
rape
what we
no
did.
more.
Yeah, that's what we did. Finished it just now.
Yeah.
And we're on Spotify now. Look at us preaching.
Well, thank you for listening.
Our mission is done, you know. See you never again. This podcast's over. World peace is acquired.
Yeah, thank you for listening, and do drop the soap.
Because now you're safe if you do so, you know.
Yeah.
We ended it.
You can just drop the soap.
It's over now. Yeah, prisons everywhere go, whoa, it's over.
Love how we were so close to really making a point and now absolutely destroy it.
But that's, you know, I feel like that's how we do things.
Yeah.
We talk about something comedically and you take the value that you can take.
Yeah, and the thing is, the world is shit. And if you talk about it for too long, then you'll become depressed as fuck.
Exactly. So, very well said.
Maybe important to mention, we do joke about it. That's just able to deal with it, and we're not talking it down or anything. We're not saying it isn't bad.
Yeah. No, of course, the world is a very bad place, but that's what we're here for. We just laugh about it. And if we laugh all together about it, maybe it's more tolerable. Yeah,
and I feel like also when you talk about something in a comedic way, it allows for more conversation.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You can, and nothing is taboo, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's great. It opens a lot of possibilities.
It does.
Like dropping a soap. Okay. We ended it, so it's all right.
Yeah, I think we need to move on.
Okay. Since I feel like it's kind of fitting to the whole topic, Little Pimp. What's that about?
Yeah, it's something that happened during the elections near the end.
Okay.
Trump called out someone, a friend of his, a new endorser, a musician you might know, a rapper.
Okay.
Little Pimp. Of course he meant Little Pump.
He said that?
Yeah, he
said Little Pimp.
He did.
It's the most Donald Trump shit ever.
My big friend, Little Pimp. Such we call a friend that I don't know his name.
Oh, pain. But also, on that note, if we're talking about Lil Pimp, do you had something to say about it?
Well, yeah, I just want to talk about Lil Pump. And that I kind of forgot about him. Because, of course, Gucci Gang was a thing.
Yeah.
And he was 16 at the time.
Crazy, man. Imagine being 16.
Yeah, I think he was 16.
Fame.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is the whole fame train we kind of have.
Yeah.
That goes very fast, and you can hop on very fast, but also get off very fast.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with Lil Pump, he is not, I guess he's making music, but he's definitely not top charts anymore. And I feel like he got off the fame train.
Oh, yeah.
Also
completely.
very fast.
Yeah, completely.
And then considering the fact that he also tattooed the fuck out of his face and shit.
That's true.
And probably didn't save up enough money to eat that cake for the rest of his life.
Yeah. And that, I don't know if you, did you hear about the beef that he had with J. Cole?
Yeah, because J. Cole in his album KOD, Kids on Drugs, he addressed this, right? Like, hey, you're a young rapper, but you're gonna be old news soon.
Yeah.
And
he was completely right.
Yeah, but they also did an interview together later.
Yeah.
Also, Lil Pump during the interview pretended he didn't want to be there at all, of course. But yeah, J. Cole called it out, how right he was.
Yeah, completely. And you can see it like by how, like with the Trump situation now, you know, how desperate he is.
Yeah, I think he's going
for
outside.
attention. But like, I feel really bad for him. You know, if I could lay him tarot cards, I would, you know. Lil Pimp, if you listen to this, you know.
Yeah, but honestly, like, what are you gonna do? Because of course, you can't say, yeah, fuck it, he did live the dream.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that he did live the dream, but he still has a long time of his life ahead of him.
Oh yeah.
A long time.
Oh yeah.
And now he established himself like that. Like we already discussed, face stats, which shouldn't matter. But still, it kind of limits you in your job opportunities.
Yeah, definitely.
And I feel like he didn't establish himself enough to become like a producer or something in that nature.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he produced music before, so...
Yeah, or like a mentor in music or something that I feel like he didn't really establish himself enough at Gucci Gang.
We still can, but the route that he's taking doesn't look like it.
Yeah, and then, I don't know, going to a Trump rally. That's...
Oh, also, yeah. And another thing, like, I feel like in general, he just really wants an attention back. Because I remember, I think I saw a video of him after Juice WRLD died.
Yeah.
He was like on a plane or whatever, and like he was like freestyling, and he sang something like might just drop a lot of drugs and die like Juice WRLD or something, you know. And it's like, if you say shit like this, people are not gonna bump your music, you know.
No.
Like what he's doing is try to create attention by being controversial.
Yeah.
Like with the Trump thing.
Yeah.
It's just so not working out for him.
I think after the Trump rally thing, he lost 200,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh, wow. Big surprise here.
Yeah, but that's kind of the crazy thing about nowadays, that you can hop on that train real fast, but also get off real fast.
You can crash as hard as you get up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see what he's gonna do now.
Yeah, me too, man. But that goes to a lot of things. Like, you know, it's always, I feel like that first single, like if you have that one-hit wonder kind of stigma, you know, I mean, Lil Pump had a few big songs, you know, and then Gucci Gang, and like it kind of comes in waves. But some artists, like for example, Lil Nas X, right, had that huge song.
Yeah.
But he's marketing himself way better than Lil Pump did.
True.
And I feel like that's what really is going to keep the success at one point. The work behind, and keep working and keep getting better.
Yeah, consistency is key.
Yeah.
Of course.
And not like, you know, make a song, dip, live life, and then...
Yeah, and also, you know, I don't know too much about Lil Pump, but also the way, you know, renting cars that you can't really afford. Yeah. And then buying jewelry that you can't really afford, but it's cool to you, not that cool to other people.
In general, like those big ass jewelry chains.
Why?
It's a flex. I get it. It's a flex. But god damn. Like, I mean, some of them are actually really unique and like really sick. Like, I know Travis Scott has like an Astroworld chain with like a working theme park on it. Like, it's
but
carousel and shit.
You know, it
crazy.
comes from back in the day. Back in the day, studios or producers, I'm not sure, we would give them to artists as a sign of recognition.
Yeah.
But now if you just buy them yourself and you can't really afford it to buy them, then it's pretty stupid to me, not gonna lie.
Oh, definitely. And there are a million better ways to spend your money than something that's like like just wearing or anything, you know?
Yeah. In general, flex. We can talk about flexing for a bit.
Oh yeah, of course. It's a big culture point.
Yeah. And I read this thing online that was pretty interesting to me. They said name brand clothing is only for people who just can't afford it, but like to appear to be in that little, like a rank higher than they actually are. And people who are on that rank won't buy like the name brand clothing with the brands really big visual on the t-shirts or whatever you're wearing. That's
true. I feel like really rich people still wear designer, but it's designer that doesn't look like...
It's low-key.
Yeah, at least most of the time. Like there are some like the Supreme, Louis Vuitton kind of thing, you know. I feel like it's still worn by celebrities, but the whole flexing wave is such like a capitalism weird thing that happened. Like it's the weirdest shit to me, you know. It's like a t-shirt, but you pay $700-800 for it, and you look at it like it's a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can it give me special powers? Does it get me late? I don't know.
I mean,
maybe.
We talked about Yeezus in the last episode for a bit.
Oh yeah.
Kanye, whatever the fuck he wants to be called.
U.S. president nominee.
He also sells like rectal t-shirts for $500 or something. It's crazy. And you know, seeing that people actually buy that shit and people praise him, it must be really hard for him not to feel like some kind of Jesus.
That makes sense. Honestly, like I feel like I mean, he is such a personality. Like imagine you're Kanye West. Like he's also just a person, you know? But he sits in his...
Technically he's two persons, right?
That's true, but he's also Jesus, you know? Yeah. So it's different for him. But how different is his life from ours, if you think about it?
In essence, no.
In essence, no. But like, he can't go grocery shopping. I don't think he does. But like there's these downsides to fame in a certain sense that it just limits you in your possibilities in the weirdest ways. Yeah,
and it must be very weird to just do anything and get so much praise.
Yeah.
Like his outrageous concerts where for most of the time he just shits about other artists and doesn't even perform songs and people still dig it. It must be weird to be that invincible.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
be able to do whatever the fuck you want and people vibe with it.
Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, I feel like he's lost a little bit.
I mean,
in
type yes
reputation.
if you vibe with this.
Yeah, yes. That's gonna be on Kanye's new merch. Just say yes if you vibe to this. So yeah, it's a good vibe, Kanye. Oh, I gotta say, since we are on the talking points thing, I gotta mention I saw you also put down Dan the Man,
Dan the Man.
the Bilzerian. No, Dan Bilzerian.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
I saw him popping up in a news article the other day.
Okay.
But what do you know about Dan the Man?
I know that his house in Los Angeles is fucking insane. That he throws crazy parties, and that the dude is always surrounded with like at least 15 models that wear Ignite.
Yeah, his brand, Ignite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because he popped up in a news article. I think we'll address it later. But then, I've seen Dan before. He's all over the internet, right?
Yeah.
I've definitely seen him before, but I never really knew him. So I started looking shit up.
Okay.
How do you think he got his money?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think I've read up on him too, like some time ago. I think poker is a thing.
Yeah, that's the
family.
thing. Yeah, that's the thing he tells everyone, that he made his money in poker. But the amount of money that he made, like 50 million, you don't make that in poker. It's crazy. Apparently,
That's true.
His dad did some shady business. Like he fucked some people over, little weasel, and he went to prison.
Oh.
But before he went to prison, he made a trust fund for Dan.
Okay.
So when Dan turned 30, he got this trust fund.
Okay.
And that's when he started to create his whole brand and shit. And
makes sense.
He told everyone he made it in poker. But the headline of the article was... Every weed business or cannabis business in the States is making profits since COVID, except for Ignite.
That's pain. And he's promoting this so hard on social media.
He's spending so much money on advertisement and promotion.
Yeah.
But that also must be a fucking weird life. Because he's, like you said, he's always surrounded by these commercially beautiful women.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me add again, commercially beautiful women.
Yeah, stick figures.
Yeah, exactly. How must it be like for Dan? Oh, I got rented by Dan this weekend.
I heard usually like it's just a sense that Dan, I don't know. I don't know what the public says about it, but I heard that Dan doesn't pay them necessarily, but other people said that he pays them and they just have sex with him in things. So it's basically he's just a pimp, pimp and $1 million house. Like I don't know how much.
Yeah, and he's renting that house. He didn't buy it.
Oh, that rent! I don't want to know what that rent costs.
A few $100,000.
Honestly, this property looks like $1 million a month. Yeah. Like, I don't know exactly where it is in LA, but LA property prices are crazy, and that house is fucking insane.
I don't even know if you get to call it a house. It's something else.
It's a palace, like a modern day palace.
Yeah, and but I think their whole cannabis business or the whole Ignite brand is really going down quickly. I think that the stocks are also they were low, but I think he pumped some new money in it of his trust fund. But so now the stocks are up again, but it's just gonna go down.
Oh, I really wonder what's gonna happen with him. Like Dan Bilzerian is also a very interesting character to me, just based on what you said. Like if you look at his Snapchat stories, if you look at his Instagram stories, he's like living the commercial guy's life, so to speak.
Every teenage boy wet dream.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, exactly. Fast cars, guns. 15 chicks around him, you know? Yeah, just like the sickest thing you can imagine if you're 17.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. It's just a boy's wet dream.
Yeah.
I really wonder if... Because he posts it every day. Is his life really like that? And does he enjoy it?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I guess at some point, like, was this just his plan ever since he was 17? Or is he really living that life? You know, like, is he the happiest as he can be? Or is he just kind of like, you know, like that type of way about it? I don't know.
Yeah. It is an interesting character. And
Definitely.
It was just interesting to see his background. Like, where is he coming from? And I thought poker, but barely not.
Also true. That's hella bank to make on poker.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. No.
The thing that, like, also, like, he does... One thing he's good at is social media marketing, though.
He is.
Like, that dude has, like, what? How many million followers on Instagram? Like,
I don't
30
know,
million?
but everyone knows him. That's the crazy thing.
Everybody knows.
And if you don't
Dan
know him by
Bilzerian.
name, you know him by face.
Yeah.
Or by the chicks around him.
Yeah, or just at least heard something about him. He even has songs named after him and shit, you know?
Yeah. It's almost like a caricature of himself.
Okay, we still rolling. My laptop, I'm sorry, my laptop just said, you know, it might just turn everything black. But we back.
His Instagram, just his personal Instagram account has almost 33 million followers.
Fuck, man. That's crazy. Now the question is, did he buy followers?
Probably.
But like everybody does know him. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, and also a weird thing, why people like of course it's the stereotypical wet dream of a teenage boy.
Yeah.
But still, why do people want to see that content daily? At some point you get sick and tired of it, right?
That's
At
true.
least I would.
So I do follow him on Snapchat, right?
Uh-huh.
But I don't know, it kind of started as a joke from you friends, right? Because he had some very weird stories in there, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just topics, like of course there are girls in there, whatever, you know, but it's also other things that he does that are like,
and it's
able to talk about it.
I was subscribed to him or following him on Snapchat for a while. I sound like such a fucking boomer.
I'll subscribe to him on this Snapchat app.
Yeah, I got faxed by him. But his cannabis shit was crazy.
Yeah. Like his whole like plantage and like the bongs he has are fucking insane. The dude doesn't have like a pipe or like a joint. He has always these like installations that are as big as someone's fridge, and they always have like 15 entries to put like wax in and stuff. It's crazy, man. Yeah. Looking like dragons made out of pure glass.
The green stuff.
Exactly. Does he smoke even? Like,
I would assume so.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a weed brand, you kind of have to, right?
But then again, it's Dan, so.
True. But all on his Snapchat is like always girls smoking or like other dudes smoking. But I don't think I've ever saw him smoke a bong on Snapchat.
True.
I don't know, but that could just be me.
Imagine raising a kid only to see her putting off to Dan Bilzerian's house.
Imagine your kid is Dan Bilzerian. Like, what do you say? Like, yeah,
what do you do?
Yeah. Like, I mean, congrats, I guess, if this is what you were going for.
I mean...
But is it all real?
And I love how he said that, because his company is in debt and they're making turnovers in like negative this many millions.
Yeah.
And then he said, yeah, but Spotify is doing the same.
Yeah, Spotify is also a weed company, as we all know.
Yeah, definitely the same tier as Ignite, definitely.
Yeah, I'm so happy that our podcast is finally being played in wheat plantations all over the world. You know, it just gives me a good feeling about this. Good old Danny boy.
Good old Danny boy. We can talk about it. We're in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
We have access to weed.
Definitely.
Yeah, if there are some people who don't know, the Netherlands is not just Amsterdam.
Yeah, quick facts here.
Quick facts. But if
Geography lessons.
If you know Amsterdam, then you probably also know that, cannabis is legal.
Very true.
Do you think it should be legalized all around the world?
I generally think there's this party in Germany. It's the the Party of Pirates, and they want to decriminalize every single drug. So necessarily, and I do agree with what they're saying, right? People are doing drugs anyways. So there are so many benefits for a state. Like, first of all, you get taxes if you legalize them, and you can make sure that no one dies from them.
Yeah, you can quality control way better.
Exactly. So it's just benefits. And people are doing drugs regardless, and that way you can control it, you know? So, like, I don't understand why it still isn't decriminalized or legalized in most places.
Maybe, well, I don't know, but I guess because then it's like enabling in a way.
True, but like personally for me, like in Germany, right? If I'm 14 years old, it's 14, you can kind of get alcohol by parents' allowance, which is weird, by the way. Germany is whole crazy with the whole alcohol policy. But for me, like if I'm 12 years old, it's easier for me to get weed than alcohol in Germany. You always know someone that knows someone. If someone has an older brother or anything.
And just to state it is illegal in Germany right now.
It is.
To smoke, sell, or buy.
Yeah, and I think most people know the alcohol laws in Germany. It's easy as fuck. But if you're 12, you're gonna have a harder time buying an energy drink than, and I mean it because they're 14, I think, in Germany. Yeah, I think you have a harder time buying these than buying weed in Germany.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And by the way, because everyone knows weed is legal in the Netherlands, but the entire circle of, you know, how the trade goes isn't fully legal.
Which is also stupid.
Yeah, because coffee shops are allowed to sell it, but they're not allowed to buy it. So they just say, no. This just magically appeared in my drawer. Here you go, have some. So also the whole quality control point isn't quite there.
Which is stupid. Like, if you commit to it, yeah. You know? And what's the deal?
I really don't know. I honestly don't know.
But, like, why are they not doing it? Do you know that? Or, like, is there any statement?
I honestly don't.
Because, the statement from the German drug policy is always amazing. You know, marijuana is illegal because it's an illegal drug. That is the official quote from the drug drug minister or whatever. So it's a great quote, I can honestly...
Yeah, you can't really go against this, can you?
No, that's just A1 logic.
State of facts.
Exactly. So why is it illegal? Because it's illegal.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Dum-dum.
Why are you asking this question, huh? So, yeah, man. But it's a stupid thing.
Yeah.
You know what I found really weird? During the US elections, right? To not get into this too much, but I saw multiple states that legalized drugs or decriminalized drugs while the elections were going on. Like, is it just like, I don't know if there's a correlation or not, but it was so weird, like just watching like whatever happens in the elections. And then suddenly it's like, oh, the state of Oregon decriminalized completely psychedelics and you can legally buy mushrooms. And you're like, why does this happen during the US election? Like, what is going on here?
Was it also temporary or is it still a thing?
No, it's still a thing. And I think like multiple states did it. I think Louisiana and stuff too. Like not just one state in that 3-day period decriminalized drugs. A lot of states did. And it's just, again, fact check everything. But weird, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. And to come back to your point of legalizing all drugs, I think it would also take away the taboo.
Yeah.
Of drugs, and maybe because we talk about enabling it, but in a way you're also not enabling it because there's less fuss about it, right? It's less exciting to do because when you're allowed to do something, it's always less exciting than when you're not allowed to do it, right?
Yeah. And on that note, even like when it comes to when people from Germany visit me here, right? Like, of course, all they want to do is smoke,
Yeah.
So like if we hit a coffee shop and whatever, and I had this one friend that really told me like, oh, I don't like smoking here as much as I do in Germany because I don't have that thrill.
Yeah.
And it's stupid, but it's real. Like in a certain sense. It's there. But like to just neglect the fact that it is there, it's just also ignorant, like from government, so to speak.
It's ignorant as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, that must also be a good reason why we don't study politics or anything.
Yeah. Also way too frustrating, man. Not want to get into politics.
Oh no, fuck no. I just can't be bothered.
Exactly. And I feel like to go into politics, you need to be ready to sell your soul because you need to sooner or later. I guess, I don't know. It's kind of shitty.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you go into politics, I feel like so many people go in there and they're like, oh, I want to change the world. You know, I want to change something. But by the time they're able to be in a position where they can change things, it's been 35 years and they just also got used to how the system works and et cetera, you know, and lose hope, I guess, if that makes sense. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, I'm not about that. Not about that.
No. And it's so fake too. It's so fake.
It looks like a pretense, doesn't it?
Yeah. And there's nothing more fake than like politic press conferences. It's always the same shit. And only because they wear suits, we take them seriously. You know, it's like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
All of you can wear a clown's costume. Because that's how all of you see you. At least some politicians. Yeah. In my opinion.
Well, what's pretty, I don't know why I think about this now, but a pretty cool fucking fact is that our Dutch Prime Minister still goes to their conference room on his bicycle. Just the most Dutch thing ever to do.
That is cool. That is, but bicycles in Dutch culture is just...
It's part of it.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have an interesting story about bicycles.
Tell me all about it.
I bought one today.
Oh.
So, you know, as we all know, Facebook Marketplace, you know, it's a great place to find a cheap deal, you know, just go out there and
go to a sketchy neighborhood.
Exactly.
Hope you don't drop the soap.
Exactly. But we ended that. That. Wouldn't happen anymore. Still be cautious though. So, so pulled up to the address, you know, and there's this woman, like older woman, cigarette in her mouth, opened the door, like, oh, like speaking Dutch, you know, like, oh, come in.
Nice to know that you think that's how Dutch sounds.
No, Dutch people sound like they have a dick in their mouth. But okay, besides that point. Walked in, there was a gigantic dog barking, right? And then she put the dog in a cage and we're like already like, what the fuck is going on here, right? Walk in there, she has like a old ass computer where she played slots machines on. It's like, it felt like a reality TV scene that we just walked into. And then we got to the bike and she had a whole pigeon rack in the backyard with like multiple pigeons in there and stuff. And you're like,
of course she does.
That's crazy. Like, I don't know what she's doing, but it's definitely interesting.
She hustling.
So yeah. It's always a good experience to buy things off Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, reminds me of a great story when we went to buy a bike. And we came back with a sun umbrella.
True.
And that's all we're gonna say about that.
Yeah.
We once tried to buy a bike and came back with a sun umbrella.
Yeah, and we walked 50 minutes to get that bike. And then we just bought an umbrella and walked back, you know?
And we were actually happy about it.
Yeah. But it's a pretty sick sun umbrella, you know? It's one of those Heineken ones. So just like to visualize it for the viewers. It's nice.
Oh, people with barking dogs. I really like animals and especially dogs. But sometimes, you know, you have those people saying, oh, no, pet it. No, it won't bite. And then it just looks like an absolute monstrosity.
Looks like if you come close, it's just going to chop your hand off.
Yeah.
Like, oh, pet him. He's cute. It's like, no.
He never bites.
He's calm. He's peaceful. He doesn't do that.
I feel like whenever someone has a peaceful dog, they never say that. It's only when you have the aggressive, foamy mouth dogs that they're like, no. He's all right.
Exactly.
He doesn't have rabies. You're good.
Yeah, he didn't kill 2 people. No. Never did.
No. And Epstein didn't kill himself.
Had to throw that in there here real quick. But true, that is true. That part is definitely true.
Might as well not pretend that Epstein didn't kill himself.
Exactly. That's the way to treat it.
We solved it in another thing today.
Yeah, solved 2 things. Rape, and then Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
Perfect. I really wonder, like, on that Epstein note, I'm really curious, like, over the next few years, what will happen with the whole trial of Ghislaine Maxwell. And,
people are gonna die.
Yeah, people will die. People already died for it.
Yeah.
which is also like that the U.S. postal driver thing is fucking insane.
Maybe we because I know about it, but maybe if someone's listening who doesn't know about it, we can give a little bit of context.
True. So yeah, I mean, Epstein himself. Should we really go like through the whole?
I would just the
Ghislaine Maxwell thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ghislaine Maxwell is associate of Epstein, and she's in the same prison as he is right now. Not fishy whatsoever.
Camera is definitely.
I don't know.
Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
It's like cameras, technology. We don't have that, you know.
We don't do that here.
Suicide. So yeah. So she's scheduled to trial, and as soon as the judge was assigned to the case, I think 4 days later, a U.S. Postal Service. I'm putting this in exclamation, like someone dressed as the U.S. Postal Service employee, showed up to the door, shot her son dead, and badly injured her husband. Right? And then police showed up and were like, okay, what the fuck happened? They, went to search the person who murdered them, and he killed himself in an apartment.
Yeah.
So it's like... What?
And this isn't even sending a message. You don't kill someone's son. I don't know how old the son was, but I
think 18 or something.
Yeah, like even that young. That's not a message. That's some real higher power shit going on here.
That's more. That's like the more message as it can get.
Yeah.
So that shit is fucking crazy. It really is fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
But let's not deep dive into this topic.
Let's not get in this rabbit hole and maybe just move on to the next talking point.
Okay.
The invisible guys. Philip, you wrote this down.
I know I did. And but what I meant with invisible guys is the viewers. So, I feel like in general, it's still a weird concept to me. Like, of course, we live in this day and age, we create content, we publish it online, people look at it, It's still weird to me. Like for us, it's really like if we're being in the studio right now and there are like, I don't know how many people around us.
Yeah.
Listening.
It does feel like that, huh?
Yeah. And it feels like this invisibility of the viewers. It's such a weird thing, if you really think about it. But
and also invisibility of us to the viewers, because they know us through the podcast, but they don't know us.
Yeah.
Like
also true.
us.
Yeah.
I already had it with some people who I never met, and they're like, "Oh yeah, but I know you. I've seen you on social media." So like, yeah, then you don't know me, do you?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like this whole internet thing is so weird. Like we just say, "Oh, I know him," but it's also weird because like the phrase is the same. "Oh, I know him." You say that if you just recognize him.
You're
if
familiar
you know the name.
with him.
Yeah.
You don't know him.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the same word.
Yeah. And the stupidest thing is that we talk shit about a lot of people. We talk shit about Kanye. We talk shit about Dan Bilzerian. But we don't know any of those people.
Yeah, exactly. We know them, but we don't.
Yeah.
But it's weird that it's the same word.
Even deeper, it's still so weird to me. I have my phone right here, that I have a device here. Ooh, I won't be unplugging my mic this episode. Not gonna happen. But technically, anyone in the world, by calling a 10-digit number, anyone in the world can contact me right now.
Yeah.
Anyone who has access to some sort of phone or a phone network, or even internet, can speak to me.
It's crazy. How's this
Never
possible?
happened though, but
exactly. But it's so weird, And also, I mean, I think the world in itself is so international now because of the internet.
The globalization is...
like, we are reaching a point, That's why this COVID pandemic is also completely fucking us over.
Yeah. And we talked about this, like, because we're so connected. Okay, there's going to be a world war at some point, right?
Yeah.
Are countries really going to be willing to fight against each other because we're so connected? I don't know.
I wouldn't. Like, I personally, if like Germany's calling up and like, yo, you gotta go to war, I gotta say, I'm dipping. I'm saying yes. I'm not saying yes. And I feel like a lot of people wouldn't go to war. Would you?
No, I wouldn't. But I am obligated to. And I go in the Netherlands, when you turn 18, you get a letter saying like, hey,
Same.
whenever we want to, we can call you up. And
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same in Germany. But I'm saying, would people really go in today's day and age? Not today's day and age. Because prison capacity, right? How big is that? You really gonna put everyone that refuses to go to war in prison? Like, what is that? Not that doesn't bring you anything either.
And that's the thing. Also with Area 51, we might not be powerful, but we are with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that gives us power.
Yeah.
If you talk about people versus government.
Yeah. Also true. Yeah. Because
we are with a lot.
Definitely. And that's what I mean. I don't think I'm alone with what I'm saying.
I don't think so either.
I wouldn't go to war. I feel like a lot of people agree with that opinion, especially for what reason? Like, oh, I'm going to war to what? To fight someone else that has the same similar life, and no propaganda can tell me otherwise.
In general, would fighting still really work nowadays with like drone technology and shit?
Also true.
Would you really need soldiers?
Not really anymore.
Maybe you have to evacuate areas where there's going to be a drone attack.
True.
But for fighting, I don't know.
But even then, I feel like if it's a drone attack, then shit's going to be quicker than we can do even anything.
Yeah.
Like, we have reached, like, technology-wise, if there's a next war happening, it might as well be the last one. Like, with the technology we have, if there really is a war happening that involves all countries, I don't know. And I feel like people have a lot more nukes than they say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, Russia being like, oh, we have 30. I don't know. US being like, we have 30. I don't know the exact numbers, but, like, I doubt it. But
and it doesn't really matter because it's not the real number anyway. So.
No. They're lying. They're all lying. But we are at an hour and 5 minutes already.
We are. I do want to end it on a more positive note.
Oh yeah,
than
of course. No, me too. But you first.
Speaking of war, by the way, funniest shit is that Trump said that what he did for America, and he said, before me, the U.S. Army didn't have any ammunition. Like, what were they doing in Iran? Like,
don't know what that is. Never had any ammunition before me.
That was just such a baffling statement to me that kind of cracked me up.
Yeah, and it's insane the amount of money that the U.S. puts in their military. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy money. But what I wanted to add, Invisible Guys, viewers, since we always have talking points for this, we also figured it would be a great idea, like if you have a certain topic that you would love us to talk about or something, always feel free, put it in the comments, DM us on Instagram, whatever suits you the best, just contact us and we will see what we can do about it.
Yeah, I like that idea and I'm excited to hear from you guys.
Oh yeah.
And make you less invisible, that would be great.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, but I'm excited, man. This is just a quick recap, it's been the second episode, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Then, just like last week, thank you for listening.
Exactly, thank you.
Don't rape.
We ended that, so.
True, that's not gonna happen.
Exactly. Oh yeah, thank you for listening, and I guess we'll catch you guys on the next episode. And we're on Spotify now, so go check that out.
Yeah, we on Spotify.
All right, peace.